Are we live? I'm ready to do 3 slaps. Fire this thing up.
There we go.
Good morning, Lucas. How are you doing?
Good morning, Tim. Doing great.
Thank you for joining me again as we talk about the TheShareGroup, AngelAi, and becoming our own lead machine. So we are fired up about having everybody join us today on the loan origination mortgage side of the business. I know a little bit about real estate, and I know even less about that side. So we have our resident expert, Lucas from AngelAi, to talk about that. So thank you for joining us. We're going to jump right into this and take on a challenge, which is like, how do we have a robust, predictable lead pipeline for deals? And you have those 15, 20, or maybe 50 or 100 realtors that you've worked with over the past few years, and the phone isn't ringing. Are they still in the business? Can we still hit our numbers based upon people who we did deals with between 2020 and 2022, when things started getting a little soft? And the answer is probably not. If you haven't already taken action on how to build your own pipeline, we're going to give you a easy path to do this so that you don't have to guess, wait, or wonder. So this is a low-cost, higher skill approach to plan your own lead generation, become your own lead machine. We're going to tell you exactly how to do that A to Z in 25 or 30 minutes. You probably have been invited by your association with AngelAi or the TheShareGroup, but I'm Tim Slevin, the CEO at the TheShareGroup. I've been in information services and data for 2.5 decades. And the thing that we figured out about this real estate thing is that you get a lot of empty promises. If you bought leads, I know you've bought bad leads, and I'm sorry about that. We're going to offer you a key piece of the proven strategy for creating listings and getting loan deals. And the most important piece of this is you and what you want to do. So your lead generation pipeline is going to be based upon what you're willing to spend, what you're willing to do, and how much you need to earn. And that's kind of those 3 balls that are in the air. Is how do I get from the deal flow that I have now to something that's 2 or 3x? I think we have a path for you to be able to do that today. So the TheShareGroup is a data science company. We have 3 data sets which are built together on the same platform, which tell us everything we need to know about the people, the properties, and their mortgage. We've been doing this since 2017, and we've been in the mortgage space now for a little over a year. This is for you. If you're a loan officer that's tired of waiting for those inbound leads, you're looking for something that's next generation, AI driven, that uses the best information and technology to create deals for you. This is also for the skeptics who have said, I don't want to spend a lot of money and wait 6 months to find out whether it's going to work out or not. So we're going to have a much shorter learning curve on this, and you're going to keep close watch over your purse strings, because this is not an expensive approach to a consistent, proven lead generation platform. The way I like to explain it is, I don't have any good leads. I have everybody. In fact, I know the people who are in the neighborhoods who have great equity, or who have high interest rates, or have been in that loan and need to get something new, or are candidates for refi, or candidates for reverse or line of credit. We know all of that, but really, these are just building blocks. If you don't pick them up and work them, you're not going to get muscles. It's just not going to happen. You want energy and market inertia. You can make that happen, but all we can do is present the tools to you. It's up to you every day, as you know, to make that wheel spin. And we're going to give you a couple of tips to make that happen faster than you've seen before, and probably with better results too. So this is for people who know that the leads aren't as robust as they used to be. The referrals are not as strong as they used to be, because everybody's deal flow has slowed down. So we have to be smarter, and it takes more work. And unfortunately, that's just the reality in sales. Sometimes you cannot believe how many deals you're doing, and you can't keep up with the inbound leads. And other times, it's like, can I get anybody to pick up the phone? And we're a little closer to the second part of that than we were the first part, explaining those 2 very different markets. But if you can't get there from inbound leads, what are you going to do? I think you need to mail. I'm a strong advocate. You can get in the mail for 60 cents. And I think you need to call. And calling is going to fall into 2 buckets. What do you want to do yourself for the best results? And who are you going to rely upon as a partner to help you get there as well? Either paid or completely free, as Lucas is going to tell you about in a little bit. So direct to consumer. We've got a number of folks here. I'd like everybody to just kind of open up their chat box at the bottom. You'll see that. Click on that. And I'd love to know, yes or no, are you doing direct to consumer right now? And if so, is it direct mail, telemarketing, or something else? So yes, no, I'm doing direct to consumer. And then the second question is, what mode do you use? Are you using outbound calling? Are you doing direct mail or something else, which could be online advertising or something like that? So love to get some chat going on that so we understand what people are doing today. So we're going to definitely save you money. We know the value of each lead before we call them because we know how old they are. We know how much equity they have. We know what their current loan is, their interest rate, their loan type. All of the details are sortable and selectable from our data. I'll give you a demo of that in just a few minutes. But these are the leads that are not filling out forms. They're not online. They're not searching. These are the folks that are going to say, I mean, I can tell you, I have never selected a mortgage company, Lucas. It's never happened. Is that uncommon or is that normal? In the 7 homes I've done in the past 12 years.
You've never selected a mortgage company?
No,
Who selected them for you then?
realtor.
Ah, interesting. There you go. And
So
that's really valuable if you can take that lead back, right? At that point.
absolutely.
Yes.
So these folks are not working with somebody. And I'd have to go back and search in my inbound, my email escrow and find out who I did them loan with. I have no idea. I have one guy that I've been in the business with who has done a couple of loans for me. That's the only repeat that I've done. So it's unique. These are unlimited, they're unpublished, and they're absolutely findable within our data set. I'm going to show you how we do that. But these leads, you can pay somebody. How much does a live mortgage lead cost today, Lucas? Have you bought any from a third party to know what they cost?
I mean, it can start pretty cheap and then go up from there, right? And be very expensive.
Yeah, but
But
somebody,
it's the
yeah.
quality, right? What are you getting for it?
Right. If on the realtor side, we know that they're giving up 20, 30, and sometimes 40% of their commission just to have that opportunity. So it's worth a lot of money. So it may be something that you can take on. So if you don't know where it's coming from today, that means you may still be guessing and hoping and testing and trying. But if you know the numbers and we give you the people to talk to, and by numbers, I mean, what are the resources that are required to generate deal pipeline in volume that's sufficient to be good for my income goals in 2026. You need to talk to the market every day so you can wait. You can buy those lead traps on the internet that may get populated and filled out, and you got one downstream, or you're going to pay a lot for that. Or you can just talk to these people every day. Their phone numbers are available. They're in your neighborhood. You've done business with their neighbors already. So why not have a conversation directly with them? This is our message to realtors, and it's the same thing for LOs. Every single day, if we talk to the market, we're going to find opportunity, and nobody else is doing this. That's my experience. So we're talking about $600 a month, 10,000 high quality mortgage leads in one of several categories. Let's create a custom recipe that works for you. Okay. So my top producers are using dialer software. They're not doing manual dialing. That means if they sit down to talk to the market, talk to their neighbors, talk to the people who have the loans, who are candidates for any one of your loan products, that means that they can talk to 5, 10, 15 people in 2 to 3 hours without making any dials, without listening to a phone ring or ever hearing a voicemail. It's only, hello, hey, Lucas, this is Tim. I'm in the mortgage business. If you don't want to talk to me, go ahead and hang up. There's nothing wrong with that. And so you just give them the opportunity to hang up on you. And then it kind of takes the power away from them a little bit. So there's lots of ways to start that call. That's a good one. But 3 hours a day can generate easily $1,000 in income per day. And using AngelAi will bolster everything that you're doing technologically in the background with very little oversight or input from you. It just happens automatically, which is fantastic. Okay, so cold calling. Did anybody look at the chat to tell me what's going on with our folks here? So thanks for your contact information. No direct to consumer yet. Yes, direct. Yes, social media. Good. And
Yep,
social media.
that's great.
Okay. So you can use our data for targeting social media as well. So the same people who have the loans that need a line of credit or a refi or reverse, all of those folks, they're identifiable in our database, and you can deliver the ads directly to them from the contact information that we provide. So it can seem hard at first doing the cold calling. It's definitely feeling slow, but it's steady. It's humbling because, I just wrote this today. People, am I right? They can be amazing or they can be having a really tough day, and whatever it is, you're going to get it. You could be Jack Reacher, going down the street on your motorcycle, and then an old man jumps in front of you and says, "We're going to have a fight." You don't know what's going to happen. But there are also sweet people out there who are like, "I think we've been talking about this. Can you help me?" So it does take skill to start those conversations, but wow, you own them. They're not talking to anybody else. And they won't because who would want to start another conversation with another loan officer about the same product? Like, I like Lucas. He's been good. I'm going to work with him. And when he buys, he's going to work with Lucas. And when he refis, he's going to work with Lucas. And that's what we want. I mean, if you have 200 customers for life and they do 3 transactions, pretty good deal. All right. And it can be super satisfying when you penetrate this and you figure out how to do it without depending upon a third party who's going to definitely know how to hit your credit card more often and harder than you may like. So these leads plus calling will create a predictable deal pipeline for you. So I did a little snapshot out of our storage. So I'm going to show you. These are the candidates. I'll give you a live count. The way that we go to market with our clients is we know you have enough subscriptions and they're expensive and they're hard to get an ROI on sometimes. These leads cost 20 cents or less. We're going to talk about how to get them for free from Lucas in a little bit as well. But every record's going to have a phone. Some of them will have 2. We'll tell you if they're on the DNC or not. I bought phone numbers and they were bad, and I know you have. But what we decided to do is our phone numbers are guaranteed to work. So if you get a disconnect, no longer in service, fax number, anything like that, we will just replace those leads and give you brand new numbers, and you keep on going. And of the thousands of customers that we've worked with this year, probably 15 or 20 of them come back and said, I want these numbers replaced. And we offer it to everybody, and we know that phone numbers aren't perfect. They're just as good as we can make them. And when they don't work, we make you solid on that. So you really can't lose money here unless you buy leads and you never work them. That would be a disappointment. Okay, so how do we put this together? There are national database providers. You've heard of companies like Experian. You've heard about companies like TRW, TransUnion, Dun & Bradstreet. All these companies compile massive databases and they license them to companies like us. So the demographic side of it is the names, the addresses, age, estimated income of the people in the United States, adults that own homes or rent, and we know both. The next thing we come to is, what does the property look like? How old is it? 2 stories, 3 stories, how big is the plot? All of that information that comes across on the deed and the title, we capture that as well. So we understand the metrics of that property as well. And the third piece, which we care the most about today, is what does a mortgage look like? So all of that information is available there as well. And with all 3 of those pieces together, we know whether they are a realtor lead for downsize or whether they're a refi candidate based upon their mortgage that they have. So the origination date, the amount, obviously the location of that, all of that is selectable. So you can go in and say, hey, Tim, this would be the ideal database for me to go work. And I want to have AngelAi help me do it. So a ShareGroup lead is every home in the United States, all the property insights, verified contact information. About 25 to 30% of the leads that you get from us will have an email address, so you can start emailing them as well. Sometimes there's seller motivation that's inferred because they're absentee owners. Can you do mortgages on absentee owner properties? Absolutely. Landlords are available. We update this database every week. That means phone numbers and emails are updated. And then we rebuild the whole thing quarterly because we rescore based upon all of that information to find out which bucket these folks are in and which ones you should be calling today. So we really want to take a neighborhood of 1,000 prospects. On the realtor side, we're going to narrow it down to 40%, and it could even be more finite than that, on the mortgage side. And then those are people you never give up working because there's so much opportunity there. You got to get them on the phone. Okay, this is ready for mail, texting, CRM, drip, advertising. You can use our data for any of those channels. So which list should we call? You tell us. Which types of leads do we want to go after? We're going to figure that out when we hop into the portal and take a look at some live leads out near Mike. Do you have any comments on these lead types, or maybe what's more attractive today in the market or less, or what you're working personally, Lucas?
Yeah, guys, when we have a free call center, as you guys know, one of the main reasons I think everybody's on here to access that as well as these great leads. But because of that, right, every lead company, every data company in the country has come knocking on our door. And I just cannot say enough good things about the Share Group and Tim and his team. We've tested all these lead types. We call, once you have the data, you can call them at length for the next 12 months, whatever your time frame is, and just keep on calling until they convert. It's all about the timing. But Tim's the only company that not only doesn't have a monthly subscription, allows to pull it from your own wallet, but they have great pricing, high quality data. And as you mentioned, Tim, you actually stand behind your information, which is kind of mind blowing. Nobody else that I know really does that. So that's why we partnered with the Share Group, not only as our live 30,000 square foot call center, going to help you do the calls for free, which I'm going to tell you about here in a little bit. And they're professionally trained appointment setters, but also in Angel AI, as you're utilizing it and doing those calls, we're going to bonus you in our own cryptocurrency. And then you can actually utilize that to buy these leads from Tim and his team, pretty much making this whole thing free for you guys. That's our gift back to the industry. So pretty cool. I'll tell you more about that a little later, but
Thank you.
looking forward to you guys' questions. Yeah.
Appreciate the support and the endorsement. As he said, no subscriptions, phones are corrected. There's no cost, beyond that lead itself. There's no other charges, and we can really call any names from your database. So we have realtor names as well. So if you want to do outreach campaign to realtors in your market, you can do that, as well. So within our store, we're going to get counts. We can do skip tracing. If you get a list of names and addresses and you want phones and emails, we can skip trace those. You can buy leads. There's two ways to get leads. We're going to look at our own store. And then in the next month, you're going to be able to take as Lucas said, you're going to be able to take your credits and get leads for free and then send them over to the call center and they'll get worked for free. So it's kind of cool like that. So let me pop out of this real quick and I'm going to show you what our lead store looks like. So this is the ShareGroup lead store. I'm going to look at today. I'm not going to pick a lead category. I'm just going to do the a la carte menu of grabbing actually what I want. So I'm going to do conventional leads in Orange County. And
I love this part. That's great.
In San Diego, I want conventional loan. I want them paying 7.5 to 11. And I'm not going to fill in any other data here, but I do want phones and I want to leave the DNC phones in at this point in time. So how many are we going to find here? 7.5 is a pretty high rate, but there still are going to be some candidates in here over that number. And this is where I'm going. There we go. No, that cannot be right. Conventional rate, California, mortgage leads, 469,000. I'm going to say we're a little off on that one, guys. Oh, hold on.
Yeah, I think I see that on the loan amount range there, Tim.
That's
Yeah.
the low. That's because I don't have my glasses on you. That's silly. Let's do the interest rates right. Thanks for correcting me on that. Let's
Yeah,
just
you're
set
welcome,
the
buddy.
11. We got an edit coming, Drew. I'm in the wrong field.
I should be.
Thanks for your help on that. I'm like, that. Okay, so this makes a little more sense.
That's
so
better.
Conventional 7% and up. How about 12,900 leads in Orange County?
That's more like it. I mean, I could call on those. We could call on those every week for you. Yeah.
Okay, let's just see what.
Maybe heavy lifting for one person, but
All right, let's do Texas and Tarrant.
and you got our free call center behind you. We can really dive into that. Oh yeah, Fort Worth, Texas. And now, Tim, I don't know if you have these yet, but do you have commercial leads for any of our brokers in here that are doing commercial transactions yet?
Yeah, we have commercial business loans as well.
Oh, fantastic.
We have the properties as well as the loans. So in at 7.5, there's almost 11,000 leads in Tarrant County, 7.5 to 11% conventional.
That's great. Yeah, so we got all the agency stuff and we got all the non-QM, baby, all the DSCR in there too. That's great.
You hit me with acronym alphabet soup, and everybody else knows what you're talking about.
These guys know what I'm talking about.
Right. Yeah, so this is cool. So this is 5,000 leads at 8% and up in one county. So, and I really like that. I'm going to press my luck. Let's go a little further. Okay, let's do all count. Let's do Texas, 8% conventional.
And I have done these personally, guys, and got a lot of leads out of this. So just a heads up for the streamlines, the VA and your USDA, FHA streamlines. Great stuff. Very little effort. Mm-hmm.
Drew, would you post our shop registration link in the chat? So hop into the chat. Drew is going to post the link to create your account. After you create your account, you can see in the lead store, it's going to show you all of our realtor leads. It's going to land. It's going to say, can we have your location? And then it'll tell you what leads are available, in that spot. And then, so these are all the real estate leads by type: absentee, all homeowners, distressed, single head of household, downsizers, and likely to sell. And then you pop over to the mortgage lead side and you can put in geography, loan type if you want, interest rate, loan amount, range, date range. If you want to do an origination date for a certain specific time, you can do that as well. And these three buttons are important. So When you require emails, every record that has an email automatically will be sent to you with an email. But you can also reduce 75% of that count and say, I only want records that have an email, and then you're going to get just 25% of leads available in that category otherwise. You want to require phones, do that. If you want to do direct mail, don't require phones. That's easy to do as well. So that'll even give you more leads. And just for fun, I'd love to see that. I'm going to go back to Texas and Tarrant, and then let's run that count. This is everybody, 471,000. And then we did 8 to 11. Okay, so there's 3,274. And I wanted to do also conventional. I think those are all the selections that I made. So you're immediately, when you do this, you're going to get a count, and then it's going to say, hey, you can purchase 2,485 leads. It's $500. That's the highest price that you can pay. One thing I should say, we sell our leads through our wallet system, and you can see that if you actually get 5,000 leads, it's going to cost $800. So you go from 20 cents a lead down to 16 cents, which is pretty cool. So if there are no more questions on that, what I want to do is turn the rest of these slides over to Lukas and talk a little bit about AngelAi and how you guys support the industry and what's happening and how you can use our.
Yeah, awesome, guys. Thank you so much for being here today. I'm Luke. I'm the Chief Client Officer for Angel. And like I mentioned to you guys, Tim really does do an amazing job, him and his team, with this data for us. They provide really high quality data at an excellent price. And I'm here today to tell you how to use our free call center. We have a 30,000 square foot call center in Irving, Texas. They are professional appointment setters. And I'm just going to detail for you guys how that works a little bit today and how to utilize that. Again, they're not going to do pre-quals. They're not trained or licensed salespeople, if you will, but they are trained professional appointment setters. They speak Spanish and English, and this is available to you for free. There's a couple little things you have to do to sign up, but the calling is free. You can beta test as many scripts as you like. So let's say you get 10,000 leads from Tim. You can separate that into 5 different call campaigns that week, drop them into AngelAi, just have a different script for each campaign, and then you just lean into whatever campaigns are working. So that free beta testing is something that you can really take advantage of to tighten up your call campaigns. Me personally, guys, I'm not afraid to cold call anybody. I will pick up the phone and start the dials. But what really gets in my way is the fact that I'm wanting to be in meetings all the time. I want to connect with real people. I'm traveling across the country speaking and all that. So, like, for instance, yesterday I was on the Hill in Washington, D.C. We're a global partner with NAREP. And while I'm sitting there networking with all the presidents of this organization in DC, I had the call center doing a couple thousand calls for me. So some of you may have got some calls from that as well. And that might be the reason that you're here today. So you can launch multiple call campaigns on all these different types, build your brand recognition as we're making these calls. It's going to direct people not only to set appointments with you, but we do find that it drives them to your social media. Consistency is the key, right? Just like with your cold calls, if you're doing them yourself, you got to make it part of your discipline. The beautiful thing about this process is I don't have to ask you to pull out your wallet, right? I don't need your credit card. Let's just jump in here and get these calls made. So again, we call them our Angelistas, our 30,000 square foot call center. If you guys are in North Texas or you're in Texas, you're welcome to give me a call and come out, tour the call center and do some live training. We'd love to do that. We'll even buy you some lunch while you're out here. My personal experience is, yes, like dropping in a lot of leads into our system, creating this top of funnel appointment setting, and then drilling down that list of 20,000 prospects with, thousands of calls per week through the call center to like a list of really people that have raised their hand that want to do business. So we're going to use the call center to keep on calling those for you until they either raise their hand to do business with you or they tell us to go away. One of the two. That's kind of what we're looking at, right? So we do ask for you to really give us a 6-month commitment on that. There's no cost. It's not like we're going to come after you if you break the commitment, but we would like you to, to jump in and say, look, I'm going to use the call center for 6 months, really push on it. I'll connect you with the human beings in the call center. Again, this is not AI dialing. Many of you do ask me as I'm traveling, hey, is this AI making the calls? AI is a great receptionist at this point, guys. Voice AI, it does not work very well for outbound calling. So these are real life human beings, and they're going to be sitting there calling all these contacts and scheduling meetings for you. A little bit about AngelAi. We are now officially valued at $119 billion. We formed our own private equity and taken money mainly from the Japanese government and other sovereign wealth funds. We have decided to kind of forego venture capital money because we want to maintain full control over everything that we do. And that has resulted in extremely low rates through our bank, SunWest, and a lot of free features for you guys to use through AngelAi, such as the free credit repair, all kinds of website creation, marketing. As I mentioned, you're earning crypto as you're utilizing that. And one of the really great things about that is then you can apply that to buying leads with Tim so that those are free. You can pay for credit reports for your customers, lock extensions, and pay for their appraisals with this crypto you're earning just by doing the call campaigns in AngelAi.
That's cool.
Yeah, pretty nice. So we're here to support you guys through all of that. Again, this is really it. It's got to be consistent. You got to set those goals, set those calls every week. It's got to be a discipline. But guys, I tell you, it's like 90 seconds to 3 minutes to launch, these campaigns.
Yeah.
So you take 10 minutes on a Monday or on a Friday, launch your campaigns for the week. We call Monday through Friday during business hours. We're going to be setting appointments for you during those hours. We don't call on the weekends. It takes about 48 hours from when you drop in the leads for them we'll scrub them through the DNC with the AI. The AI is going to then load it in your dialer. And this is all completely white label. So we're calling from your office, hey, this is Luke. I'm calling for Tim at TheShareGroup, and this is why I'm calling today. Do you want to meet Tim at your home on Saturday? Do you want to meet him at his office on Sunday? Or maybe you want to have a call on Monday? You tell us how to schedule it. And then again, that's going to go in the dialer. It's going to go over to our call center. They're going to start those dials. Then they're going to read your script and set the appointment. If for some reason they don't get the customer on the phone, the great thing is that you're also able to upload your own custom voicemail message. So basically, you're getting a free text message, right? Because it shows up on their phone as a text in their voicemail box. So you're kind of getting a text message without the one-on-one consent required. But my point is, we're going to keep you fully compliant, and we're going to reach out and touch those people 5 days a week for you. And it's going to take you maybe, 5-10 minutes to launch per week.
Yep.
And then rather than spending 3 hours a day yourself personally doing the cold calls to your top of funnel, you can actually spend your time calling people that have raised their hand and said, yeah, I want to do business with Raymond or John or Ricardo, right? So that's the beauty of it. It's all about saving time, saving money, helping you guys scale your business. I will tell you, for us, we have tripled our business last year with this. And every month since November last year has been our biggest month. And so we continue to just grow at an exponential rate because of all these tools.
That's awesome.
It's awesome. Definitely. It's amazing. So why is the calling free? We get this question a whole lot. Our mission is really to uplift millions of people, and primarily Angel provides unbiased underwriting as well as free credit repair, AI credit repair, all kinds of other sales and marketing. And it's all on blockchain. It's the world's first transactional language model, a decision-making AI built specifically for what we do, mortgage and real estate. And it's the most mature and robust system in the world for that, because we started about 12 years ago, even before GPT. Not all AI is made the same, right? The large language models will give you a probability and they may go off that probability. We're building something specifically for the industry because that's where our CEO's passion is. He wants to give back, and that's why all of this is free. As I mentioned, we have almost $120 billion valuation, no debt, and we've put billions of dollars into our own private equity. We really, we're trying to get to 1 million users. It will never be a subscription, it will always be free, but we need you to join to help us continue this mission, right? So, this is again our gift back. Now, the other cool thing about Angel, which is very unique, is that it is all on blockchain, which is the technology behind cryptocurrency. This enables us to do some very innovative things. Number one in that is keeping your data secure. So, guys, we're building $1 trillion tech company by helping you secure your data because we're tired of big tech stealing ours, like Apple, Google, Meta, and Microsoft. If you use these open source AIs, anything you give, right, is now the property of those companies. And it's been kind of a big issue in the AI world. We are one of the first that have actually built this platform to secure your data in your individual account. What that means is any data that you upload for your calling or any other private data, for financing purposes or real estate purposes is decentralized in the account. You can store crypto, digital assets securely inside of AngelAi, and you can also secure your own personal information and create an AI twin that is an agentic AI that does your work for you in the background. So for me, I'm living this life where I'm multitasking and doing hundreds of tasks in a day in the background. And my job is really just, again, to share that with you for free. 99% of those tools are completely free. Pretty amazing. So, really easy to get started, guys. You just real quick, you download the Angel AI app, and I will share my link in the chat here for you guys. Got some questions on how old those leads are, Tim. I don't know if you want to address those real quick now or we want to come back to that, but this is my link, guys. You can join Angel AI there. You just click on that link, click on sign up, and you'll download the app on your phone, or you can access it on the browser in your laptop. No, yeah, that's the beautiful thing. Yeah, that's a great point. Upload your share group leads or any other contacts. We utilize these calls for all kinds of stuff, guys. We do a ton of events. We do, FISBOs and expireds and canceled for our realtors. They can utilize this call center for free. We do the refi campaigns, as you saw, the HELOC campaigns, investors, distressed property, business owners. I mean, geo farming, it goes on and on. So let your mind kind of run with that. There's lots and lots we can do. So you upload your leads, you upload your custom scripts, and then the campaign will launch in about 48 hours. And yeah, then it's just wash, rinse, and repeat, and the leads will start flowing in. The great thing about it is that you're going to then get an email. It will do a live transfer if the customer's okay with that. If not, you're going to get an email from someone in the call center and a notification. Hey, we just talked to Joe. He wants to meet with you. Here's the contact information. Of course, you can supply like your Calendly link or some other way to schedule, but you're going to get a contact from a real live human being, whether it's, Joe, Christina, Alex, Juan in the call center. And you can actually reply back to them and say, hey, that's great. Did you get this? Or can you change my script up a little bit here? And they can make those changes for you. So it's the AI augmented by human beings that makes this so powerful. So, yeah, you want to follow up personally ASAP. You want to probably friend them connect with them on your social media. And then you're going to add that contact to your CRM for nurture. Again, we do like to invite people to a lot of personal in-person events with this. So it really works well for that. Let's see what else you got on the next slide there, Tim. Where are we at here?
Sean, Phil, Avery, if you guys want to put your calendar links so that if anybody wants to have a one-on-one meeting and go over leads that we could help them, that would be awesome. Throw that in the chat.
There you go. Definitely, guys. That's the other thing that is really great about this team we put together is we're here to support you through this process. So all you have to do is reach out to us, schedule with us. The guys at ShareGroup will walk you through everything they have to offer. Me and my team will walk you through everything we have to offer. We certainly don't want you sitting in front of your computer wondering like, hey, what's next? We're here to partner with you to help you do that. Make sure that you're getting the results that you want out of the systems, right? All that we ask from you, as Tim and I have repeatedly said, is just, engage, and help us with the consistency aspect, stay on top of it. But it's super easy.
And Clive, the leads that are created are for you. So you have your campaign is your leads are protected. Nobody else has access to them. So we don't share any leads.
That is correct. Go back up to that one before.
Yep.
Tim. Yep. Just wanted to tell you guys about the scripting because we get a ton of questions about that. I'm sure you guys all write really great scripts, but from our experience of doing thousands and thousands of these calls, I think we're doing several 100,000 a month now. But again, we have tons of capacity. You want to keep it really short, call to action, and then how to connect with you. I would advise against like you guys going to like a prequel and asking like 50 questions because people's attention span these days is near zero, right? You want to keep it real short. Hey, I'm calling for this reason, have something exciting there, and then how to set that appointment. Again, like Tim said here in the deck, don't pitch, try not to pitch too hard on all the different things you offer. Try out different scripts for that. Drop one script for one option, another script for the other, and you can beta test for free and then lean into what works. Again, it's not like we're going to get you on the phone initially. It's going to be an appointment setter. So while you're a professional salesperson that can probably go into an hour-long interview, that's not really what we're doing here, guys. So just a heads up. I use LLMs to refine my scripts for the tone and get different versions. And you can definitely throw in a question or two to uncover their motivation. That's all good. Just don't go into a full application.
Yeah.
So those are kind of the tips and tricks, all kinds of stuff you can do. Once you become an expert in this, like I mentioned, I was just at DC for NAREP Nationals. Our realtor partners are loving this, right? They love this. They love our AI twins. If you may have used our system in the past, we have expanded rapidly and massively in the last year and a half. So again, we have lots of capacity and professionally trained reps standing by for you. So you can use realtor, call for your realtors, you can do open houses, all kinds of different things, community events, refi events, newsletter emails, offer them to follow you, offer them to meet you for lunch and learns. I mean, it goes on and on. We like this direct to consumer, right? Because what we found is that we can then take that lead, the loan officers that are using this heavily, taking that lead and then give it back to real estate agents. Also have a lot of loan officers and brokers across the country that are using this to call realtors directly, right? And just set up coffee meetings or meetings for referrals with realtors, builders, or businesses. And then we also have loan officers and mortgage brokers across the country using this for recruiting. So they'll drop loan officers in there and utilize that to build their brand and build their pipeline that way. So again, there's really a lot of different ways that we can do that. That's a great question, Ali. The text message is a very interesting point. Remember before I told you guys that compliance is key for this system. So we do calling and we do email blasts out of it. We're not utilizing it for text functions because of the one-on-one consent required for text message. So you would have to utilize your CRM for that. But again, this is about completing the ecosystem with the live callers and the e-blasts if you're not utilizing that already. So those are the main points on the call campaign ideas and the scripting. So do you have any other slides there, Tim, for me, or where we got? Oh,
Nope. I think that's about it. Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. Guys, any questions that you have? Let me just check the chat, make sure I got everything. Fantastic. Thanks, Tracy. That's really cool. We love that. We just did a huge update, a big 12-month update called Roshni. This was the biggest upgrade we've done ever. So we had to debug for a couple of weeks. Angel is flying right now. Deals are getting approved extremely quickly. The loan officers like Tracy that are dropping these loans in up front, our top LOs are closing loans in 8-9 days, almost all of them 2 weeks or less with this system. So thank you for that. Leads we shared dedicated. Okay, what else we got here? Any other questions? We got some meeting links. Thank you guys. Text information. We can do emails. Tracy, can we see examples? Oh, yeah. Farvin's lead, that's definitely something I can show you on a one-on-one call. I love to do those with you. So take my contact info and just send me an email And then I can show you the examples. I can send you some example scripts, anybody that needs them. And then the other thing I'll tell you guys is if you want like a test call, then I can get the call center to just give you a shout and you can kind of hear what the dialers, how their cadence is and what the pitch is there for your particular script. And then I can connect you with Ariana Garcia. She is our manager for the call center. So while the AI is powerful, again, the real power here is we're combining AI with augmented with real human beings that do the work. And that's how we really are able to warrant everything with Angel and execute within the regulatory guardrails. We've had 80 plus audits, guys, from Fannie, Freddie, HUD, Ginnie Mae, no repurchases, no findings on the system from front to back. So pretty amazing. Let's see. There is a training link, Tracy. In fact, if you go in Angel and you just type training, it'll pop up dozens of videos for you to do the training. You can also click on the workshop registration, which gives you a corporate training session anytime you guys need it from 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. Or you can contact me directly. I'm in the trenches with you guys, right? Like I'm pushing 200 loans a day. I'm doing my calls. I'm doing my website creation. I'm working with my twin. I'm doing credit repair, all with the AI in the background while I'm working every day. So my job really is to just share that with you. So consider me part of your team. Give me an email, give me a call, give me a text. Let me make sure that you're connected to the right person on your team for AngelAi or SunWest if it's not me in particular, and get you exactly what you need. That's our commitment to you guys, right? So hope that covered everything. If there's any other questions you guys have about that before Tim kind of goes into some of the breakdown here to wrap us up, let me know. Yeah.
Perfect. So we have links to Lucas and you've got links to in the chat to my team. We're happy to work with you one-on-one to find out how many leads and the best way to get those exclusively for you to work in your market. And then onboard the AngelAi is super easy. I've done it. I'm running campaigns through that system as well. And we're excited to work with you as we have with lots of folks. And hopefully this has been helpful, educational, and we made good on our promise to show you a way to generate leads in your market, at a low cost to build equity, brand equity, and top of funnel and, deal flow in 26. That's exactly what we want to do for everybody. So Drew, my partner in crime, set this up and helped so much. So thank you, Drew. Sean, Avery, Phil, thanks for joining. Lucas, you're the best. And let's go do some business together. Thank you so much. Everybody have a great day. See ya. Bye.
Thanks so much, guys.